I also want to go back to the premise of your question, which is the importance of the humanities and social sciences. I majored in Russian literature. Do you think today that somebody would stand up and say, "Great major, you can definitely get a job tomorrow"? Nobody would say that. People think, you read Chekhov, that's ridiculous. But I argue that actually these foundational things in general education, I said at the beginning of my comment today, higher ed should make us more fully human. And more fully human people are better. They're better engineers, they're better scientists, they're better mothers, they're better fathers. And in Gen Ed specifically, Utah Valley University, a couple of years ago, we completed our own revision of general education, really looking at the burden on the student, whether you are simply imposing courses and adding more credit requirements, or whether you really have a rationale for why you want them to take certain courses. And what we did was also expand the amount of electives, because your children are individuals. You can't just say take all of these 5 things, whether you like it or not. Some people want electives where they say, here's an area I'm more curious about or I'm weaker in. And therefore, that's what I want to be part of my Gen Ed. So I think what we are trying to balance at UVU is meet your requirement of us, which is to produce the workforce of this state. And the numbers show the numbers are very strong. Plus 77% of our alumni stay here. They're still here 10 years after graduation. So they're paying taxes, they're working, they're raising families. We balance that need for the workforce with this other need of how to create a society that is decent, a society that is sensitive to the thriving not only of myself, but Jim's thriving, the thriving of my colleagues sitting behind me. That's what we have at UVU. And so I just want to say that this is not a slash and burn. This is a thoughtful process. And from the business perspective, we very much inject the idea of efficiency. I have 10 years in the corporate sector. Jim's a former consultant. This idea of efficiency is so important to inject into the culture of higher education. It's not a very strong variable in higher ed. And I believe we need to be more efficient.
Senator Kwan, have we
Thank
got your
you.
question?
Yes, I'm going to let President Jimenez's mic drop stand.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Representative Hayes.